I'm a big fan of the Mepps Muskie Killer, but you have to be careful. If there's a lot of rocks, you'll get hung up and get broke off. I don't fish this as much as I would like to. You want the black, and if you can find it, you want the one with the gold blade. This is a silver blade, but I believe the gold blade is a little better. This is a super good spinner bait for muskie. It's a Joe Bucher Slop Master, and you can throw this up in some really nasty stuff and it'll come back out of there weed free. The very first muskie I ever caught was on a bait just exactly like this one. Bill Lewis Original Rattle Trap Magnum Chrome blue on the top. Any place the muskie peed on shad, this is the one to try. I'm an old man and I get tired after a few hours of casting big bait, so occasionally I gear down to a blade bait. You can catch a lot of different fish on this bait. It also swims like a shad. I actually caught a real nice catfish on one very similar to this in the Green River Reservoir. I was up fishing in the lake with my old boat. This one is like black chrome, but I have the best luck with silver. This one is tied for my all-time favorite muskie lure, made by Drifter Tackle Company. It's called a Super Believer, and this is the Fire Tiger pattern. I caught my personal best muskie on one just like this. It was 48 inches. The first one I owned pretty much got destroyed, so I had to buy a new one to replace it. You only need to look at the teeth marks on this one to understand why it's one of my favorites. This is a Joe Bucher Top Raider. Similar to a Whopper Plopper, as has a torpedo shape in the propeller on the end. I'm not 100% sure, but I think Joe Bucher was first. I think he came out with this before the Whopper Plopper was invented, but could be wrong about that. But this is a world-class muskie bait right here. I've caught most of my fish on this very same bait. When you're fishing muskie, you really need a leader. And I've kind of got dissatisfied with the price of muskie leaders, and I've got to where I don't like the ones with the clips on the end, or with like the stay lock snaps. I've started making my own. This is a Mustad Fast Attach clip, and you just hook the eye of the lure through there, click, and it's on there. You want to switch it off, click, it's off. The ones with the stay lock snaps, if you use them very much, with the big baits you have to stretch them out wide to get the bait on there, and you eventually metal fatigue it and it's going to fail on you. Well, this one's not going to metal fatigue, or not for a long time. And then this is Not Too Kinky titanium bite wire. I either use 30 pound or 40 pound, and then to a nice heavy duty, good quality swivel. You probably can't see the Not Too Kinky bite wire. Supposedly you're supposed to be able to tie knots in it, just go on. But I'm never happy with the way the knots come out. So what I do is I use the crimp tube, but I come up and tie an overhand knot, just one loop in this, and thread it back through there and then crimp it. So I've got an overhand knot and I've got a crimp. So I'm real comfortable that that's going to stay put. Coffee's only mediocre today. It's Starbucks Holiday Blend. It was on sale at Sam's Club, so I loaded up. When you first start getting into coffee, you think, oh, Starbucks, that's the bomb. But as you progress and learn more and develop your palate, you kind of fall out of love with it. I forgot something while I was filming this. You want to use 50-pound test line. Yes, you're right. It does not take 50-pound test line to land a muskie. The reason you want 50-pound test line is the first time you backlash your reel and your brand new $30, $40 muskie bait goes flying off into the sunset, never to be seen again, you'll say, should have had stronger line. I know this from personal experience. This next video was picked by YouTube based on what it thinks you will like.